It's the morning drive, and today it's all about a checklist next, and a lucky 7. Never sure why 7 is considered lucky, but it is apparently. So 7 sentences that reveal you're on the right financial path. It's the subject of a number of Instagram reels, TikTok posts. It's all over the internet. I can't find the original source for this, but it does make a lot of personal financial sense, and therefore is the topic of discussion this morning. James Thomas is with me, independent financial consultant. Lovely to see you.
Likewise. Good morning.
As it always is, good to see you. I like the energy. I shall try and match that.
Always, you know.
So look, most of us, do you think this is fair? Most of us measure our success, I think this is probably still true, by our bank balances. Do you think, I think we kind of
That's
do.
a huge element, definitely. Either that or keeping up with our...
Oh, giving up with the neighbours.
The neighbours,
yeah.
the Joneses.
But real...
Yes. But really, in personal...
Financial stability
is what's in the bank.
Yeah, so that it's more about behaviour, isn't it?
Yes.
Really? Yeah, okay. I just wanted to get that straight because I was thinking about this last night. How do you measure, how do you benchmark how well you're doing? Just ahead of this, because these are 7 sort of phrases.
It's very hard, not very hard. It can be viewed very hard because it's one of those, it's another, as we've discussed before, it's still a taboo. We talk about most things with our friends and colleagues and family, but I get the impression finance is one area that we don't. So it creates that unknown. Are we doing well? Because we don't know what everyone around us is doing. Are we better? Are we worse? Now, we shouldn't really be comparing, which is where I think these 7 pointers are really useful, and why I forwarded to you. I felt it was just something more positive. We talk a lot of. I'm conscious a lot of our conversations can be potentially negative, or certainly things that you should be doing that you aren't doing. Whereas this was a nice list of things that hopefully can make you realise you're doing a lot better than perhaps you thought you were.
Well, I think that's a good point, because you can, for most of us, hit at least a couple of these kind of measures on this. And I think you're right. I think that gives you, you could take heart from that.
Definitely.
If you can put a tick by at least a couple of these, then you're on track. Whether you realise you are or not, that's kind of immaterial, but you are kind of on track. Let's delve into it.
Okay.
The first one is this, right? If you get to a point where you're not, and these are in no particular order, by the way, either. If you're not living paycheck to paycheck, you're not living month to month, I suppose that means there's a buffer there. You've got some breathing space. Maybe you can approach your kind of financial life, and therefore your life, with a little bit less stress, because you're not thinking, I need to get paid at the end of March, and it needs to be this. Do you know what I mean?
Very much so. And that's, again, one of the things that we've spoken about at length. You know, it's so you've done the budget, you've put your receipts in that fruit bowl on the table, you've worked out what you're spending all your money on.
Is that where you keep your receipts?
Whatever, you know, the bowl of. And why we've talked about it before, though, joking aside, because we don't look at our receipts, we don't really analyse what we're spending our money on. It's not the most exciting of things to do, but actually, once you've done it, you end up in this position.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
You're actually then taking that huge weight off your mind because, bills are paid. Everything I need is sorted. So therefore, and there's X left at the end. Brilliant. So that's actually my disposable.
Yeah.
Or I can save it. Or. But the key point is it's you that's in control of that, as opposed to it controlling you, because we're on what is the date today? The 23rd of the month. So we've got 7 or 8 days left, and you're not panicking. I still got another week to go before I get paid again.
That's what I mean by the buffer and that little bit of breathing space. So if you're at that point, that's kind of a check mark on the list.
Very much so.
You reminded me of 2 things there. I don't get receipts as much as I used to.
No, none
of
us
think
do.
Generally, we don't. But you'd get your little card receipt, and I used to you'd get it, and I'd just bung it in my wallet. And every now and again, it would build up, and the wallet would get bigger, get uncomfortable when you sit down. Not that you should carry your wallet in your back pocket, of course, but I'd go through them. But one of the things about that is I'd think, okay, I'll try and get the discipline of looking at it and looking at what I've spent. And then I'll tear them up and throw them away. But that's quite a good exercise. And then I was reminded of something else. When I was a kid, I don't know if this was you, and I mean a little kid, I'd have been 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. You go shopping with your mother, and I'd go with my mum to the shop, and she'd get the receipt, and she'd come back, and I would be the one who would sit there. There wasn't a lot of money in those days. There still isn't, maybe. And I'd check as she put stuff in the cupboard, because she was really... Okay. She was super into her budget because we didn't have...
No.
I'm not saying we were poor because I'm not trying to make that out, but she was very careful for obvious reasons. So I would tick it off as she put it in the cupboard. I think it was her way of sort of involving me rather than being
what a
super
great
budget.
way. What a great practical way to instill
haven't thought about it
an
for years.
idea of how to budget, how to plan, what these things cost. Because again, as a child, and indeed even as an adult, the cupboard is suddenly full of stuff.
Exactly.
Well, and especially now with an app, you just click, 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 click. Yeah. It arrives. The nice man brings it in the van. You bring it in. You don't see a receipt. You don't see a transaction. You don't open a wallet, a purse, and actually take out money.
Yeah.
You don't then come home. And what a great thing to do. How many people, when you have bought whatever it is online, do you check, especially if it's the fruit and veg delivery? So did you get what you paid for? Did it actually arrive? Did you get all the things that you wanted? Or is it a few days later, sure I ordered X, Y, or Z.
Yeah.
But that moment has passed.
I mean, it's about the control, isn't it? It's about making sure.
Exactly that. Yeah. And it's just a few minutes, check these things, and suddenly you end up being able to tick that first box because the discipline has been instilled, and then it just becomes a habit. It's not a chore. It's just something you do.
There's nothing to worry about.
And it's nothing to worry about.
Okay. So the first one, you're not living paycheck to paycheck. The second one, you know your essential costs, which is, again, it's budgeting also, isn't it? But
it is. But knowing your numbers, what's your rent? What's your mortgage payment? Yeah. Someone said to you, how much do you pay for your apartment, your villa? I don't know. Or do you know to the penny?
Oh, I know.
Now, great. And I'm not saying you do need to know to the penny, but certainly to the fill, but maybe to the dirham. Do you know what your DUR bill is? Roughly. Because then if it comes in and suddenly it's way, way higher... Hang on a minute. Normally it's 1,000, and suddenly it's 1,500. Well, why is that?
Yeah,
we had exactly this with ours, and it turned out our housing fee had been put up erroneously. And after toing and froing with the housing people, it was corrected. It took a couple of months, but there was a refund put back onto our account.
Yeah.
Now, again, it's 200 or 300 dirhams, but just because I was conscious of something, and then you think, well, have we got a leak? But it just makes you think, what is going on? As opposed to just blindly paying that bill and not paying attention to what that amount is.
Yeah.
So knowing your numbers.
It's being on top,
being on top of these things.
Understand your fixed costs, your rent, your utilities, your groceries, whatever your general outgoings are. I was looking at this online. I Googled this exact point, actually. Okay. And there was one line that came back, and it was this. And I thought, okay, but it makes a point well. Mature spenders know their floor number, the minimum they need to survive. And I thought that was...
Again, great way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the second one. Third is you can handle a small emergency without panicking. So whatever life throws at you, life has a habit of getting in the way.
Doesn't it
let's be honest. So
the car breaks down, the washing machine packs up, the fridge freezer, the wrong moment. You've just filled it up at the week shop, and then the next morning you open the door and everything's defrosted.
Yeah. Exactly right. So life's curveballs. Can you handle life's financial curveballs? And if you're at that point...
Again, you're in a great position. I know the clip I sent you was very UK-centric, but some of those numbers were really quite frightening, the amount of people who cannot cope with those that situation occurring.
Well, let me give you an example here, okay? So think of it as like a panic meter, okay? If you see a 500 dirham repair bill. Let's up the ante a little bit. You've got a 5,000 dirham repair bill. The air conditioning's gone down
Yep.
at home, and 5,000
this
dirhams
time
is
of
the bill.
year is when it's going to happen.
If it's going to happen, it's now. Okay.
It's been sitting there relatively idle all winter, and now
Well, you're just switching
Yes.
it on, and of course that happens. If you see a 5,000 dirham repair bill and you're annoyed, that's a mature way to look at it,
Yes.
because it's a hindrance.
it's a hindrance.
to your daily
it's a
life. Got to get the
frustration.
man in.
Oh, another
Exactly.
one's gone there,
But you can afford to
you
pay
can
it.
pay it.
An immature person sees that bill, 5,000 dirhams, and it terrifies them. And that's kind of the
Panics.
difference.
What am I
isn't
going to
it?
do? How am I going to pay this? Yes,
Yeah.
that
And
is
if you can
the-
do it without having to reach for a credit card as well. Not that there's anything wrong with credit cards, said it a million times.
Yep.
But if you can do it and you don't have to worry about, you don't have to borrow the money to do it, that's a tick on the list.
huge tick.
Yeah, okay. And that's a milestone as well, I think. Fourth point, and this is an interesting one. This I'll just give the line and you can run away with this one because this is very much your area. The fourth point is you've started investing.
Yep. Again, there was a statistic attached to this. A huge amount of people have not started investing.
Yeah.
But this was, again, so you've reached the point where you've got that emergency reserve. You know that you know your numbers, you know where your money is going, what your fixed costs are to run your household for the month. And then you said, right, I now need to start planning for the future, whatever that amount is. You've started that process.
Yeah.
You're now in a position where every month an amount is put aside to make for the long term, not just for that cash reserve, but for your retirement. So when you decide to stop working, you're actually now saving for that. So that again is a huge step forward, huge milestone in someone's financial planning.
I mean, it's critical, isn't it? That as soon as you've paid off any debt and you month by month you're sorted and you're sort of leveled up.
Yeah.
Here's a phrase you'll like this. Actually, I looked this up as well. Completely not an original thought in my head today.
Nope.
You've stopped working for money and started making money work for you.
Fantastic.
I knew you'd
Hey.
like that. You can have that one for free.
But it is, again, sounds very cheesy, but it's so true.
Yeah.
Your money is now doing stuff for you,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
as opposed to for everyone else around you. And again, I think people lose sight of that this stuff, because it's becoming more and more, what's the word I'm looking, it's the opposite of real.
Unreal?
Unreal, yeah, but it's not, is it? It's
Fake?
It's in the ether because we
I
don't.
know what you mean. I
We
do know what
don't
you
go
mean.
to our wallet, our purse, and have a bunch of notes.
It's
not even a card anymore. It's
intangible.
A tap. It's intangible. That's the word. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a number in a somewhere. Where is our bank account? We call it a bank account, but it's not now a piggy bank sitting on the shelf. It's, and I think because of that, if you're not careful, you can lose the reality of what it is.
Yeah.
Whereas all these points are just bringing that back. And once you've mastered those first four and then starting investing, it's just a really good sign that you're actually are in control of it as opposed to it controlling you.
Even if it's just a small amount.
Yeah,
so it doesn't
even
matter,
a small
does
amount,
it?
that does not matter.
Yeah,
And as I say I think we've mentioned your son before, someone who's in their 20s, just starting out. Even if it's the smallest of amounts, but that's the time to just because once you've started, again, it's become a habit. Yeah, I've been saving £50 a month. Brilliant. 250 dirhams, whatever it is, because it's been put aside. You are now in control to the point where you're saving for your future.
Exactly. So number 4 is you've started investing. Number 5 is you question larger purchases and you don't buy on impulse. So here we are. We live in an era of literally a click on a phone and it will be at your door.
Which is what we've discussed before.
We have.
Put it in that box or the checkout and leave it.
Yeah.
And this is exactly where this one comes into. Don't buy it on impulse. If you want to buy it, again, as we keep saying, or I always say, I'm not here to tell you not to do things, but just take that pause, come back to it.
It's a 24-hour rule.
Yeah.
Right. So this was the thing. If you want something, you put it in the cart and then close the tab or put your phone down. If you go back tomorrow at the same time because it's in your head, then that's a good time to buy it because immediate kind of impulse urges generally fade, and it's resisting those. I find it really hard. I got to say because I'm like, I want it now. And it's that immediacy.
Yeah.
But that's all of us. So if you can actually say, why do I need this? Do I really want this? Can I afford this? All of those questions.
But all of these apps, all of these sites, they're designed for that purpose. They're not there.
Well, they email you now and say
of
you've left
course.
something in your car. And I
Yeah.
think, oh, did I? I forgot.
So even more evidence, if it was needed, that these things are not for our benefit. While they feel like they are, they're to extract that intangible and turn it in, and it feels like it's turning it into a tangible item, which is fine, but it's still that, just to take that step. Do I need it? And as you say, when you start getting those emails, because I had that the other day, and oh yes, just the penny drops, doesn't it? This is not.
You're a cynical soul,
I am.
James Thomas. No, but that's fair.
But it's true.
But that's number 5 on the list. Number 6, you don't let other people control your spending. The real hard one, I think, for a lot of people is kind of the social aspects, the peer pressure.
Yes.
You feel like you want to keep up with your friends. You don't have to.
No, absolutely not. Do you need to wear the latest and greatest item? Do you need to have that new bit of tech, trainers? Whatever it is, there's something that there's pressure. And again, the apps and the sites we've just spoken about, again, it'll be front and center. Get the latest gadget, gizmo, pair of trainers, dress, shirt, whatever it is. But don't be pressurized. If you want it, again, buy it. But
I was on
we're all guilty, I'm sure. There'll be things in on our shelves, in our wardrobes, that we've
I know.
never ever. Oh, I don't like that.
Don't even start me on that. The number of T-shirts with labels on it drives me insane. I was on Instagram the other day looking at somebody who was looking at vests or singlets, designer singlets.
Yep.
It was somebody in the US, and it was it was some designer maker. I don't even know what it was. $600 for a vest, and I thought, wow. And then it was. This is not even the start. She got up to $2,000
for a vest,
for a singlet, a vest. It was nice, probably very well made, but
you would certainly hope so.
That's 7,000 dirhams for a vest.
That's a significant spend.
Set me a challenge. I'll get you one for 10 dirhams, and it'll be pretty good. It'll wash well too. But that's the point.
It is.
So, number 6 on the list. Let's move to the next one. You don't let other people control your spending. That's where we are. It's the ability for you to say no to a luxury trip or dinner. You can't afford it. Your real friends, mature friends, will be like, no, I understand. That's fine. It's not about keeping up. Is the point, isn't it? Okay. There was another phrase I had. Oh, here it is. People who respect you won't care about your bank account. People who care about your bank account don't respect you.
Oh, you're putting that all out today.
I know,
but it's so true.
Today, but it is true, and it's worth remembering, I think. The last one, and this is kind of the more kind of ethereal thing, but I think equally as important in this list of 7 lines that show that you're doing well financially, is you're curious and you're proactive about learning. You emphasize curiosity. Is reading a book about finance a sign of maturity? Money is a skill as much as anything is.
Very much so.
Yeah.
But it's, like we've said, when people come to see me, the ones that ask the most questions are generally the ones that will go ahead with whatever it is we're proposing. Because 1, they understand, and 2, they have that thirst for knowledge, that they want to know what they're doing and why they're doing it. And once they've crossed over that, rather than just that's great, and moving on, 9 times out of 10, that doesn't go any further.
But you must have clients, though, that you just walk in with the plan or the idea, and they're just like, yeah, do it, yeah, tick, yeah, do it, sign.
On occasion, yes.
But not that often.
but it almost makes me want to ask questions on there. Do you understand? Have you? Yeah. You know, we trust you, James, and that's a lovely position. And it's a real what it is, because they've trusted you to give you that advice. But it's still nice when those questions are asked, because there's no such thing as a stupid question. And if someone then comes to me, I've been reading about X, Y, or Z, or I've seen this, or seen, well, that's great, because they're clearly, it's a topic that's now reached a level that they want to know more. They want to expand their horizons. They want to have these discussions. They want to know about where their money's being invested, why they've taken out particular things, which for me is only a positive.
So, just to recap, the 7 signs that you're doing well financially. You're not living paycheck to paycheck. You know your essential costs. You can handle a small emergency without panicking. You've started investing. You question larger purchases. Don't buy an impulse. You don't let other people control your spending. And you're curious and proactive about learning. So, if you put a tick next to a few of those, I reckon 3 out of 4 is a pretty good start.
Great start, and it's then something to build on. Some of those areas you may not want to, or don't feel you need to, but if there's areas, pick 1 or 2 and go, yeah, I'm going to focus on that, and then get that tick as well. And then suddenly you're in such a strong position.
It's good common sense stuff today. That was good. I enjoyed that. James Thomas is an independent financial consultant. Always good to see you.
Likewise, thank you.
Thank you very much. This is Mirror Business FM.